Now we will see the representation of a vector. Representation of a vector. A vector is represented by a line segment and direction is given to that line segment. Suppose the line segment is this. OA is a line segment and we have given it a direction. Direction is from O to A. Then direction will be represented by this arrow. Now this OA is then said as a vector. This can also be represented like this, and suppose this vector OA is vector A, then OA is the length of vector, which is called the modulus of a vector, where O is the initial point and T is the terminal point. So we can say that a vector is represented by a line segment and a direction is given to that line segment. OA, which is the length, is called the modulus of the vector. So modulus of vector A, or we can say modulus OA, these two lines are called the modulus. So this is called modulus of vector, or we can say it is the magnitude of that vector. This OA, which is the length of vector or length of line segment, is the magnitude of the vector. This is also the magnitude of the vector. This is how a vector is represented. Now we will see the types of vectors. So our next topic is types of vectors. First type is zero vector or null vector. A vector which has magnitude as 0 and direction can be any direction. Direction is not defined. That vector is called zero vector. So if a vector has zero modulus and its direction is indefinite. It can be any direction. It is called zero vector or null vector. It is called zero vector or null vector. In other words, we can also say that in a zero vector, the initial point and the terminal point coincide. In other words, we can say that initial and terminal point coincide in zero vector. Okay, this is our first type. This is our first type. Now second type is unit vector. Unit vector is that vector which has its modulus as one unit. So a unit vector is that vector which has its modulus as one unit. It is also called identity vector. It is also called identity vector. Unit vector is also called identity vector.